Let's go ahead and change the login, register, and other pages from the default Laravel style to our admin panel template. Under the public admin directory, you can see all the pages that we currently have in our admin template. So this is how our login page will look like. So I'm simply going to copy this code and paste it in the login here. But before doing that, I want to comment all this code in here. And I want to remove extends and section. Now if I navigate to the login, you can see that there is a missing CSS and JS. Let's fix it. Great. As you can see, now our login looks exactly the same as the one from the template. Now we need to implement some logic in here. And we can copy it from the code we commented earlier. And since we don't have a form defined here, we will have to create a new one. Within the form tag, we need CSRF field. Email input should have name of email, and we want to display it red if there is something wrong with the email field. Now, if there are any errors for the email, we want to display the message here. Now do the same for the password field. Great. Now let's test and check if this login actually works. So in the first try, I'm going to type the wrong password. And nothing happens. For some reason, this button doesn't work. And that is probably because it is not under the form tag. Now let's refresh and try once again. And clearly we are getting the error that these credentials do not match our records. Now let's enter the correct password. And as you can see, we are successfully logged in. Now we can remove this code we commented earlier, and we can transform this into the layout. So we are going to create a new one, which is going to be named auth.blade.php. So I'm going to copy all of this, paste it here, and then I'm going to cut this container element. And we are going to use yield here. And give it a name of content. Now back in our login, we can remove everything. Now we are going to extend the auth layout. Create a new section named content and close it. Now let's log out, and as you can see, the login page is working. Now, the cool thing I would like to use is I would like to update this title dynamically since we are using extended layout. So I'm going to define one more element here, which is going to have name of title. Now back in the login view, I'm going to create new section, title, and I will give it title of login. And as you can see, we are getting title login. In the last lesson, we completed the login page. So let's make the same with the register. So under public, admin, and assets directory, find register.html. And this time we are going to copy this container only. And paste it inside the register view. Under the section content. But first we need to comment this old code. And change the layout to out. Great. Now we need to add some logic from the commented code into this one. The old function is very useful because let's say that the password confirmation is wrong and it will return an error, but it will keep all the other fields the same if we use the old function. Great. Now let's check if it works. As you can see, we are getting the error that password confirmation doesn't match. And as you can see, the email is still here. We can do the same with the name. If we set the value to be equals to old name. So let's refresh. And this time we should get the error that email is already in use. But we are not, because we forgot to enter this block of code for the email. Now if we refresh, if we do it again, the error is now appearing. So let's use email John1. And as you can see, the register page is now functional as well. Let's start working on the dashboard and admin panel. First, let's open index.html and create new layout named admin and put the content inside the dashboard view. As you can see, this is the page header navigation and this is the sidebar navigation. And here comes the content. So I'm going to cut this code, make the yield element now we are going to rename this home into dashboard. And we're going to take a look where the code was returning the home view. And as you can see, it happens in the home controller. So we are simply going to replace it with the dashboard. Now I'm going to paste this code inside content and change the layout to layouts.admin. Now, since we have two navigations, we will have to create two include views. So inside the includes directory, I'm going to create a new one named admin. And inside admin, I'm creating header navigation and the second one is sidebar navigation. Great. So let's cut this code into header navigation and let's include it here. And do the same for the sidebar navigation. Great. Now we need to load CSS and JS files using the asset function. Great. Now let's take a look if it actually works. And as you can see, everything looks good. Except for the images. So let's load them as well. Great. Now everything works. So let's work on the sidebar navigation now.